your extended forecast.
Tropical Storm Bill is no longer a tropical storm. It was downgraded early in the morning on Tuesday to a tropical depression as it now begins to weaken. The latest information on Tropical Depression Bill then is that it is moving to the north-northeast at 10 miles per hour. Still has winds though at 35 miles per hour, and it looks like it is going to continue to weaken over the next 24 hours as it continues to make its way across land, no longer having that fuel of the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Nonetheless, it is drawing in lots of moisture with it, and as it does so, it is going to continue to bring that threat of flooding. Luckily, it has moved out of Louisiana and finally giving you a break, but now folks in the path of this storm, or this depression I should say, are going to have to deal with the chance for some of those strong thunderstorms. Luckily, no more warnings, tropical storm warnings, are in effect. So we are seeing slight improvements. Nonetheless, we have a long week ahead of us, folks, because this low pressure system is going to continue its track towards the north-northeast. We're hoping that it will continue to track fairly fast to not create a flooding effect. That's what it looks like as of right now. So our projected path here is right along this swath of yellow, where we are expected to continue to see it make its way closer towards the Tennessee Valley and in towards the mid-Atlantic. The big situation here, I cannot stress this enough, is going to be the copious amount of rain that we're going to get out of this system. It's going to bring flooding to many locations. Once the ground becomes saturated, it does not take long to start to see that runoff, and as the runoff continues with the additional rainfall, we are going to see that flooding, and it is going to be imminent in some areas, so you really need to be aware, especially if you live in those low-lying areas, secondary roads, those areas susceptible to flooding. You know which ones they are in your neighborhood. Keep an eye on those because we're going to start to see that water rising. Now for the rest of the Atlantic Basin, it's quiet as can be, which is good. We don't want to have too many storms churning around. Nonetheless, it is a quiet one here in the Atlantic. It is a quiet one as well in the Caribbean. And when you take a look even into the Pacific areas, we're dealing with some very quiet conditions here along the coast. So our main storm is just the one here across the southeast that is going to be one that will create a lot of rainfall for us over the next 7 days. For the rest of us, we're dealing with a few hit or miss showers in the northern plains, a few showers here into the northeast as that moisture rides up to the storm. We have another front lined up here, and as a result, we'll see a few thunderstorms right along that front. But the heaviest of the rain, again, will be towards the southeast with our depression. Bill will continue to bring in a lot of moisture out of the Gulf of Mexico, so we will see some local areas receiving up to 5 inches, if not more. A very, very serious situation to receive that amount of water in a very short period of time. So as I mentioned, flooding is going to be a big concern here. Through the morning, we'll start to track our low pressure further towards the north, and then eventually it moves in towards the Tennessee Valley as we get through the day into the evening. Our front will become stationary to the north of us. That moisture will bud right up to the front, and we could see thunderstorms then from St. Louis all the way in towards the mid-Atlantic. The high pressure, though, north of this front will bring lots of beautiful weather from Chicago, stretching all the way in towards Boston. But another front cutting across the north will bring a few showers just across the Dakotas into the northern Rockies. So looking at Tuesday's forecast, isolated thunderstorms across the northern high plains with heavy rain and thunderstorms for us here across the deep south. And then as we head into Wednesday, some of that moisture will bulge a little further towards the north as our storms move in from the plain states closer towards the western Great Lakes over by Thursday, but you'll see things continue unsettled here for the southeast.
forecast for your area. Your extended forecast.
Here's your tropical update, and as of the last advisory from the National Hurricane Center, Tropical Depression Bill, still a tropical entity, tropical depression, moving toward the northeast at 14 miles an hour. The center located about 40 miles south-southwest of Meridian, Mississippi. But most of the action as far as rainfall and thunderstorms is toward the north and toward the east. Alabama in particular being affected by this storm right now. 2 tornado warnings to talk about. One in Montgomery, Alabama, the Montgomery County under a tornado warning right now, including the city of Montgomery, and to the east of you into Russell County. Look out around Pearsons and Seal County this morning. Areas where you need to take shelter immediately. Get to the lowest level of your home. A Doppler radar indicated tornado means that a tornado could spawn out of these thunderstorms at any time. A tornado watch still in existence here over much of Alabama and into the eastern portion of Georgia. Of course, the threat of tornadoes along with very heavy rainfall. Flooding rain could be felt all the way from Alabama into Georgia and up through Tennessee and the western portions of the Carolinas. Flash flood watches extend all the way up into this area where we could see more flooding rain to the tune of 5 inches and more today. The rest of the tropics out in the Atlantic is all clear. Back toward the Caribbean, an area of low pressure, but other than that, we're not seeing anything that could develop tropically. The Gulf of Mexico pretty clear as well, with the exception, of course, Bill now has moved onto land. Mexico looking fine here. We've been watching a few storms along the intertropical convergence zone, but nothing that shows any imminent development here or all the way back out toward Hawaii. Kim?
Marshall Cease joins us now from your weather today. Good morning, Marshall.
Good morning, Kim.
How are you guys going to track the impact of Tropical Depression Bill?
Well, Mike Seidel's in New Orleans, so he'll bring us the very latest on the city's efforts to recover from Bill's heavy rain and tornadoes. Plus, Dr. John Neese looks back at a June that rewrote the record books as New York kept alive a not-so-good trend. Now, Kim has more on another trend, the impact of recent weather on the economy.
And even before Tropical Storm Bill reached land, it had an economic effect. Linda Bell explains why in the Bloomberg Money Barometer.
Good morning. Natural gas and oil prices climbed in trading yesterday. Traders were concerned that Tropical Storm Bill would disrupt oil supplies in the Gulf of Mexico. This comes at a time of year when energy companies refill storage for winter. The Louisiana offshore oil port, the biggest oil importing terminal in the U.S., closed in preparation for the tropical storm. Oil and gas producers like Apache and Devon Energy also evacuated some of their workers. But oil futures are falling this morning as concerns ease the storm will disrupt production in the region. And speaking of damage, General Motors reopened its sport utility factory in Oklahoma yesterday on schedule. This comes 7 weeks after a tornado damaged the plant, which makes the Chevrolet Trailblazer and GM Envoy vehicles. GM has already estimated the May 8th shutdown from the tornado will reduce its second quarter profit by 25 to 35 cents a share. For the Weather Channel, I'm Linda Bell with the Bloomberg Money Barometer.
Let's take a look into the weekend now and show you where the rain is going to be, well, raining on you back toward the northeast, southward to the mid-Atlantic and into the deep south where we could see some isolated thunderstorms. But things still look pretty good for the taste of Chicago for Saturday on into Sunday. And back towards San Francisco, the Fillmore Street Festival, you'll be in great shape. Lots of sunshine and warmth there. You'll see that warmth extend into the plains and into the mid-Atlantic for the weekend.
Oh, it's going to be nice and warm in the northeast today.
It certainly will be. A lot of sunshine and dry roadways. Good for flights as well. As we check out Boston with good travel. Philadelphia, that summer sun working its way. I can hear them heading to the pool. D.C., it looks like sun and clouds will be a mixture, but good travel overall.
And that's it for our coverage of Tropical Depression Bill on First Outlook.
Stay tuned. Your weather today will continue coverage. We leave you with a shot of New York City. Beautiful blue skies. Enjoy your day.
The Home Depot is more than a store. It's where you'll find more color than a 4th of July sky. Right now, during Independence Days at the Home Depot, get everything you need to paint. Like $3 off at the register on 1-gallon cans of Behr paint, stains, and waterproofers. We'll help you match and coordinate any color under the sun with the largest paint color palette in America. And take advantage of our free faux finish paint clinics this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's more than a store. It's how to make your life more colorful. The Home Depot. You can do it. We can help.
Expect a chance of thunderstorms Thursday through Saturday with temperatures in the 80s on Thursday.
Thanks so much for joining us here at the Weather Channel. Time for our update on what's left of Bill. Of course, yesterday we had Tropical Storm Bill. Today the moisture is still very much impacting the southeastern United States. This is the last advisory, 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. At that point, Bill was centered near Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and checking the latest observations, I would definitely say that is still true. Flood watch is still in effect in many states, southeastern United States. Some of you have seen quite a few inches of rain. With the additional rain, could see some flash flooding. Also, tornado watch in effect. Portions of North Florida, eastern Alabama, western Georgia, Tallahassee, Macon, Atlanta, all in this tornado watch. Here's a picture of what's going on. We do have a tornado watch, actually one tornado warning farther to the east over Bullock County, Georgia. Those storms building up out ahead of the main system here. Let me show you another picture here as we head back over towards some of our totals. Slidell, 48-hour totals here, over 6 inches of rain. Mobile, 6 1/4. Pensacola, 5.66. Although I believe one other location, I was looking around town, I think we saw totals up to almost 9 inches of rain. So anywhere from about 5.5 to 9 inches of rain near Pensacola. Rainfall forecast here. I would say we need to curve this back a little bit. The rain has been very persistent, so we should just take this dark green, curve it back around. We can add a locally 5 inches plus before it's said and done, because there will be heavy rain, especially North Georgia, making its way away. Here's our satellite photograph. The clouds with this system blowing off to the east through the Carolinas. That's the general track of this system off to the northeast. Still some pretty big storms back over to areas of northwest Florida. Visible satellite imagery, center circulation, if you look very closely near Tuscaloosa, a little spin back over in this area, but the heaviest rain by far continues to redevelop eastern Alabama, and that continues to move right across North Georgia. That's the area which is getting hit the heaviest, with also the area of northwest Florida, over to around Destin, that vicinity, picking up some pretty big rains. Bullock County, let me get back over toward that tornado warning. Believe this cell now back over towards Screven County, lifting up toward the Savannah River. Possibility of tornado with that thunderstorm cell. Heading down to Florida, showers and storms building up. Really interesting. Again, I believe the Naval Air Station back over toward Pensacola, about 9 inches of rain. Over to Tallahassee, almost zero, not quite zero, but just about there. This line of precipitation now in between Pensacola and Panama City, ever so slowly shifting off to the east. Heaviest rain, that's back over to northeastern Alabama, North Georgia, parts of middle Georgia, picking up the heaviest rain. I would say right around metro Atlanta, back to near Birmingham, picking up the solid rain today. Again, some of you will see anywhere in that 3 to 5 inch range with all the showers continuing to come down. So potential for flash flooding still exists in areas of the southeast. What else is going on in the tropics? That's what's left to Bill back over in Alabama, Georgia, and the rest of the southeast. The Caribbean Sea actually looking great today. Check this out. Really from Jamaica back over toward the Caymans, all looking fine. Closer view on the windwards. Tremendous day today. Good deal of sunshine. Barbados, Grenada, up toward Dominica, just about perfect. Few clouds across Puerto Rico. Not that many. I suppose there could be a passing shower. Looking south of Mexico, the Mexican coast overall looking fine. South of Mexico, one little disturbance here. It appears to be getting slightly better organized, but it's a good ways from Mexico. Even if this were to organize anymore, it would be pushing its way out over the open waters. And back over to what we call the Westpac or Western Pacific, also nothing of any consequence. Again, back here in the States, much of the West still very dry, but we continue to watch, Bill, for that threat of storms building up Alabama, Georgia, up into Tennessee. Wind flow showing our low pressure center back into Alabama with the rain pressing out of Georgia and eventually farther northeast. Your forecast showing that low heading across North Georgia this evening, then making its way up through the Carolinas. So the heaviest rain will be heading to western North and South Carolina, western Virginia, central Virginia as we look next day out. Much more about today's weather coming right up.
This program was brought to you by Rainbow International 24-hour emergency service.
The flooring was buckled.
The dining room, with the ceiling falling in.
Water was dripping.
The furniture was ruined.
You keep on saying that, no, it
can't happen.
It can't happen to us. Rainbow was here. They went into action.
They came in, they worked, they took over, they did it.
So what did the doctor say?
He said the reason that I'm having trouble getting around is pain from arthritis.
Really?
He said to get moving again, I should take a leave.
But we've always taken Tylenol.
I know, but